pancreas, nothing in the toilet. So this is 6 times more effective than whey, soy, hemp, pea, rice, any other protein isolate in the world. 6 times more effective. Most of those products are 17% anabolic, 83% will be fecal residue. This is 3 times as good as raw meat. This is twice as good as raw eggs. No metabolic waste, no stress on internal organs. So personally, I try to get 10 to 20, but I'm in anti-aging and I really want to slow degeneration. So I do drink the Regulat on a regular basis. I do add apple cider vinegar and lemon juice, and I use salt 1 to 2 teaspoons a day, because on a keto diet, one of the biggest secrets is that you have to replace sodium because it's excreted by the kidney. Because if you're not eating a lot of carbs, you have to let the salt gets excreted and it gets has to be replaced. So I'm on 1 to 2 teaspoons a day. I put 1/4 teaspoon of salt in every tea and coffee and water and drink. And on my food, there's a new book out called The Salt Fix. I really encourage you. They're actually changing the recommendations in the US and in Canada, and salt recommendation is going to be doubled from, like, I think 2.4 to 5 grams. So I've got both of my parents in their 90s that I've switched, and they're both kind of demented and heading into Alzheimer's. I've put them both on this diet, and I've upped their salt a lot, and their blood pressure is down in 120 to 140. It's never been this good. I've tripled, quadrupled their salt, and they're just eating like eggs and avocados and coconut oil and macadamia nuts ground up and pine nuts, everything drizzled with coconut oil and olive oil. Dessert is like high-fat sour cream and a few blueberries. They'll eat anything that you put in front of them because they don't really know. They're not, you know. I just took away the apples and the pears and the watermelon and the everything. Just replaced it with fat. They're like different people. So, you know, this is your birthright, is to run on fat. All these supplements are great. They enhance the experience. But if you really want to experience life on planet Earth as you were meant to live it, it's by using fat as fuel. Will it help you lose weight? Well, if you look around on the internet on ketogenic diet, people lose 50, 100, 200. And you can lose as much as you want while still being able to eat quite plentiful amount of calories. Obviously, if you want to lose weight, you're better off to kind of eating a little bit less fat, and then your body will actually access its own fat and use that for fuel, and you will lose all the fat you want. You can just fast on water and salt, and you'll be like what you looked like when you were 18. Any other question?
What kind of salt?
I'm usually using either Celtic salt from France, or Himalayan salt, or salt from Mexico, from the ocean, usually an ocean salt or a mineral salt. Sometimes I'll use Redmond salt. Any natural sea salt that's not polluted, that's clean, that's high in minerals. MCT? Well, MCT is available in the coconut oil. So yeah, you can go out and buy exogenous ketones that you can add into your diet. And there's a lot of companies selling them, but unless you get really fat adapted where your body can cycle in and out of ketosis, and you can go one night and eat an extra piece of sweet potato, and in the morning if you test, well, if your blood sugar is 5.5 and not 4.5, and your ketones are reduced from like 1.5 to 0.5, and you're just suddenly on the edge of ketosis, and you want to eat the sweet potato because, you know, it's not like the end of the world. Once you're fat adapted, you've got metabolic flexibility. But if you really want to be able to go into extreme anti-aging, you're definitely going to limit your carbs, because you can make rationalization excuses almost every day for why you'll eat extra carbs. It's very addictive. It triggers the dopamine response. And so it's very hard. This is about food addiction, psychology. This goes way beyond. This is about we're wired to eat. We're wired to eat more than we need. This is the way it works. And the food industry is sucking us in by giving us sugar and salt and fat all together. Metabolic disaster. You gotta eat the fat and the carbs separate unless the fat comes in with high fiber green vegetables. Then it's okay. You actually need that to avoid the endotoxemia that comes in with all the liquid fats. So it's very important on a keto diet to eat a high plant-based diet with a lot of fiber in order to maintain good bowel motility, to have the right microbiome again, where it all starts, is planting the seeds in the garden. Everybody wants to run out and eat the fruit. You gotta plant the seeds first. And first you gotta pick out the stones and twigs and fertilize and prepare. It's all about terrain. It's all about environment. If you have a fridge full of food and everything is beautiful in there, you go and pull the plug on the fridge and just go away for 2 or 3 days. And then you come back and you open the door. You know what you're gonna find in there? Mold, yeast, fungus. How did it get in? The door was closed. It was always there. You change the environment. You change the terrain. You change the bacteria. Any other questions?
Is the maple vegetable base? Ingredient called vegetable base?
This is a vegetarian product, yes. This is a vegan product, this MAP. And you will see dramatic results immediately. You go to swim laps, you don't take it, you're dragging your ass. You take 10, you're swimming like a machine. I mean, it's amazing. This is what Lance Armstrong should have been on. And this, when you actually build it, you keep it. Instead of taking steroids where you build it and then you lose it. So what's the point? Meanwhile, you're whacking your liver out.
So are you saying that it's oxygen, it increases the oxygen level in the body?
Sorry?
It increases the oxygen level in the body, is that what you're saying?
This doesn't, I mean, maybe indirectly it does. This provides amino acids for your body to be able to work with. Amino acids are essential. Fatty acids are essential. Carbohydrates are non-essential. There's zero need for carbohydrates, zero. Your body will convert. You need a few grams, like maybe 5 grams circulating through your entire system. It's like less than a teaspoon. So if you don't take those carbs in, your body will convert your fat through gluconeogenesis. It'll convert your fat into sugar. The little bit you need, your body will actually make from you from your own fat. So all this nonsense that doctors talk about, heart disease, cholesterol, high fat, it's bad for you, it's not sustainable, you have to go in and out. Yeah, you can go in and out, but you can stay in if you want, especially if you had cancer or Parkinson's or dementia. I would go deeply in. Any other questions?
What are the best source of fats that we can take? What are the best source of fats?
The best type of fats? Well, the best... Hello. The best type of fats are really a combination of saturated, polyunsaturated, and monounsaturated. Now, everybody kind of will need a different ratio of those 3 fats. But, you know, on the type of diet that I'm on, I'm eating a fair bit of mono and saturated. I'm not eating that much poly because poly is not really stable and it's high in omega-6. So a lot of vegans eat seeds and nuts, and, you know, hemp seed is 4-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3. Chia seed is 4-to-1 omega-3 to omega-6. If you go and get your omega-3 to 6 ratio done, you'll see a lot of people have 20-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3. That's highly anti-inflammatory. It should be around 4-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3. Well, how are you going to get that down if you're eating all these nuts and walnuts and almonds and cashews, and they're all high in omega-6, and then people are cooking with sunflower and safflower and canola oil and all these high omega-6 fats. So we're actually going to be launching another revolution in the omega-3 category, which will be flaxseed oil, which is obviously 4-to-1 omega-3 to omega-6, which will help you balance, that you'll be able to cook with. A flaxseed cooking oil that will be more stable than coconut oil. We have tests from the University of British Columbia before cooking and after cooking. No change in lipid peroxide and no change in antioxidant values against grapeseed oil, canola oil, coconut oil, and several other oils. At the next show that's coming up, we'll be launching a flaxseed cooking oil, which you can replace all your omega-6 cooking oils with a high omega-3 cooking oil and help reduce inflammation in the body on an ongoing basis. And by using that on a constant basis, you will see over time less pain throughout the body, whether it's knees, elbows, or wherever it is, wherever the pain is located.
When's your next show?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure when the next show is.
November?
In the fall, maybe. In the summer, we're at some different festivals in the summer, and Whole Life Expo in the fall. Yeah. Any other questions out there? Yes. Sure. Oh, so the lady was asking for an example of what meals I would eat in a day. So typically my day starts in the morning now around between 5 and 6, and I'll be drinking 3 different drinks. And I change this up all the time. This is what I'm doing right now. I'll do 2 cups of coffee with 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And while I'm drinking that coffee, I'm taking some maca, some cat's claw, some of my master aminos. I'm taking some other herbs.